A Major League Baseball insider has dropped a bombshell report for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and there is no way that this happens, right? It can't happen again to the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll break that down and much more on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and Jeff Passan has dropped a bombshell report surrounding the Pittsburgh Pirates and their superstar ace, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. 97% of you who are watching these are not subscribed to the channel. And this is something that I came across on my Twitter timeline. I feel for Pittsburgh Pirate fans because this should not keep happening. They have a generational talent on their hands, and now we're already talking about the possibility of trading him away. And I really don't know what that looks like right now for Pittsburgh. So I wasn't sure coming into the year what Paul Skenes would look like. I mean, obviously the talent is undeniable, and he has the best stuff in Major League Baseball. There's no doubt about that. But one doubt that I did have was the workload concern. Can he become a true ace, a guy who can pitch 180 to 200 innings in a season as soon as his second year in the bigs, first full year in the bigs? That was a big question mark that I had, but there's no doubt that he is the best pitcher in baseball. And this is the report that I'm talking about. Jeff Passan says the Pirates' best course of action might be to trade Paul Skenes, and that teams will ask about him at the trade deadline this year. We haven't even had him for a full season yet, so this is Tom DiTommaso saying that. Pirates fan, I guess, or Pirates reporter. I don't know what he does exactly, but yeah, Jeff Passan was saying that teams are going to be asking about him as soon as this trade deadline, and the Pirates have him for at least another 4 years after this one. So you have 6 years of service time. That is something that does help out small market teams, but it could also hurt you. It could hurt you in the fact that you're anticipating not being able to re-sign a star player as soon as he makes his major league debut. So what teams are going to be calling? Well, the teams that have stocked farm systems, teams that don't care if they lose Paul Skenes in a few years' time, but the haul is going to be immense, and I can't even begin to imagine what kind of pieces teams would have to give up to acquire Paul Skenes. And I found this interesting. Spotrac, who does a great job at detailing salaries and how much players make and all the incentives that come with their contracts. The 11-year-old boy who pulled the Paul Skenes MLB debut patch card sold it for $1.1 million. Paul Skenes earns $875,000 from the Pirates in 2025. So this is normal. I mean, it's not something out of the ordinary that we don't really see. I mean, players don't make as much money in their first 6 years as they do in their contract year. I mean, that's just the way that it works. But it's a funny coincidence that is what is going down here. So Paul Skenes, best pitcher in baseball, 22 years old, not even 23 years old yet. First overall pick. He's lived up to the hype. He's an absolute ace. And what does a package look like? I mean, it's probably your 5 top prospects in your system. It's maybe a major league ready player as well. But I'll make an argument against this. The Pirates should not trade Paul Skenes, even if they don't think they can re-sign him. I mean, you're just setting yourself back. I mean, he's 22 years old. He is giving you a chance to win every fifth day. And he's giving you a great chance to win. So rather than trading a guy like this away and restarting your timeline as a rebuilding team, build around him. Trade some pitchers that you have coming up to get some bats and some major league talent to help this guy and maybe incentivize him to stay. I don't know what he's feeling. I don't know how he feels about Pittsburgh and whether or not he wants to be a Pirate. But some of the ways that he's been speaking post game when he said, "Oh, there needs to be accountability when it comes to the coaching staff," it's a pretty telling sign that I don't know if he's fully happy to be in Pittsburgh right now. So this is a conversation that needs to be brought up. But if I'm the Pirates, I think I'd rather get another 4 years out of him and lose him for nothing and try my best to build a team around him because he's one of the most talented players in the game and definitely the most talented pitcher in the game. So I don't think this should even be a conversation right now that the Pittsburgh Pirates entertain. Jeff Passan seems to think otherwise. I mean, we tend to focus too much on whether or not a player is going to stay, whether or not we should re-sign this guy, or is he going to re-sign? Shall we try to get some assets for him in return? This should not be a starter right now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They need to keep Paul Skenes. If you lose him, you lose him, but you drafted him first overall. This is still in the distant future, so you still have 4 years plus this year. So 5 years of control of Paul Skenes, and this should not be a conversation. But if you do decide to trade him as early as this season, then that's when you're getting into the territory of acquiring 6 or 7 blue chip prospects from an organization that thinks Paul Skenes is the final piece to getting them to World Series contention. Possible. I could see it happening, but I don't think it should happen because then you're just delaying your cycle by a few years if you're the Pirates. Like you acquire 5 or 6 players that are going to be big parts of your solution, but then you only have them for 6 years because you're too cheap to resign them. So that is just a thing that has been reoccurring for Pittsburgh and a lot of other small market teams that you get these star players, you draft really well, and it doesn't end up mattering. So Pittsburgh needs to figure this thing out. They need to keep Paul Skenes, and they need to find a way to keep him around. And if you can't, then so be it. Let him go to another team, and you lose him for nothing. But I don't think getting 5 or 6 players with 6 years of control will help you get out of this constant cycle of rebuilding and having one of the lowest payrolls in baseball. It just doesn't work out that way. So you have a star player, you have arguably a top 5 player in the game right now when we're including both pitchers and hitters. Why not build a team around him? Why not try your best to make this thing work? And you see his stats right there. I mean, he's amazing. He's unbelievable. He's taken a bit of a step back, but if a 2.63 ERA is a step back, then I mean I don't even know what to tell you. He's a generational talent, and all he has to do is stay healthy, and he's gonna cakewalk his way to the Hall of Fame. But let me know in the comment section down below if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates. Do you entertain trading away Paul Skenes? If so, let me know what a package looks like down below, and I will see you all next week.